Introduction to Foundations of Civilization by Meg Tufano. Writing is thinking. To write well is to think clearly. One of the more fascinating things about studying foundations of human civilizations is that civilizations begin at the point where writing begins. And Antioch is known for empowering students with the intellectual curiosity to desire to learn so as to sustain good writing, because writing is thinking. And did you know that thinking for oneself is the primary human right? We usually say our primary natural right is the right to free speech. But where does speech come from? From thinking. So thinking and the origins of writing become not only one of the important areas we're going to study in this course, but they are also how we are going to engage with the material at a school, Antioch, that was founded by Horace Mann on the principle that everyone, even hardworking people, should have the opportunity to think for themselves. The perfect trifecta of learning objectives for this online course. Learning how to think well is a tricky project to teach because, first of all, everyone in this class is coming from a different background and perspective. Some are in a state of panic because they have not been in school for a while and may not have had the best experience when last they attempted college work. Note the general rule that panic and thinking do not go well together. Some may be near the end of their near the end of their baccalaureate studies, and so they're ready to get on with their lives. Note that impatience and good thinking do not go well together either. And some may be seriously interested in the subject and already know something about it. A little preparation never hurt in learning to think well. But my goal for all students in this class is to succeed beyond their expectations. So, how I plan to address the tricky part of teaching foundations of civilizations to students from such different backgrounds and experiences, while focusing on Antioch's core aim of ensuring students write and think well, is I plan to allow each student to experience the course as personally and individually as possible. Each student is going to have the opportunity to do the equivalent of a weekly Think for Myself writing project before even opening the videos or the readings. This writing will be very short and, may I suggest, very honest. Interestingly, honesty and thinking go well together. So before you open a book or view a video, please just take a look at the title of the section and write down what you predict the lesson will be about. Be brave. Be honest. Be wrong. Just make sure you've written something before you actually enter into the material so you have an honest assessment of what you think about the subject. In fact, as soon as you finish watching this introductory video, you can begin the course by filling out the predict section for the entire course to get a feel for what you already have on your mind about what a civilization means. Be sure to use your antioch.edu email address. The point of this rating exercise is for you to find out what you already think about this subject before anyone, including me, tries to teach you something. Even if you feel as though you're in a hurry, do whatever it takes for you to take your time with this. You're even allowed to ramble a bit so as to find out what you really think. Professional writers call this part of learning to think going out on the lake, because that's what it feels like, as though you're going out somewhere other than the usual places. And, in fact, you are. You're going into your own thoughts. After you have written yourself out, try to visualize the period in which you will be studying. Take a few moments. I will provide some prompts and links, but be sure to use your imagination too. Studies show that having an image to go along with a lesson dramatically aids memory. Next, as with all things involved with learning, we're going to ask some questions. The first set of questions that you will write are open-ended, possibly crazy, possibly impossible to answer questions. Remember, there are no wrong questions. Then finally, we're going to engage with the material, watch the video, read the chapters, whatever's on the agenda. Then we're going to ask more questions. Again, there are no wrong questions. You may even ask questions about things you think you should already have figured out from the material you just read or watched. But be honest, my course comes next. We're going to connect with one another through discussions. I'm going to stay out of this area altogether, as it has been noted that when teachers enter discussions, students tend to feel they might be judged, and so they clam up. So here, enjoy a good Antioch, free-for-all, full-throated discussion experience. The only writing element in this part of the week is to copy and paste one comment, an idea, a sentence, anything you decide, up to you, that a co-student shared with you that you found valuable, interesting, witty, or in any way remarkable. Don't worry, you're not affecting others' grades. And this part is required. You must do it to get credit, but it is not graded. Why? Because we are all individuals, and to make a course individualized, I have to accept that something I might find funny or wise might just be boring to you, and vice versa. Last, but most important, you will write a summary paragraph or two of the difference between what you thought you were going to learn and what you actually learned. You can see now that logically, keeping track of what you thought before you entered the module is essential to completing this all-important task of formal academic writing. Unlike the other writing in the week, even though this is just a paragraph or two, the style of writing should be your best writing, which means, of course, your best thinking. I will keep up with you as we go along, and you may discuss anything you like with me in our own private discussion area, or you may telephone me at my home, or email me directly through my Antioch email. Obviously, we will be also, separately, writing an academic essay as we go through the course. The total number of pages students will be writing throughout the entire 7 weeks is approximately 13 pages. Here is how it's divided up. 7 weeks, 7 summaries, 1 final paper, 5 pages. As I said at the beginning, my goal is for every student in this class to succeed beyond their expectations. What does success look like? By the end of this course, not only do I hope that you have learned the history of the foundations of civilizations, but I also hope that you've learned to write better and to think well. See you in class.